Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Wednesday, the 7th day of July. It's 7/7, and there's a lot of people that got married on this day. I remember back in 2007, your cousin got married. 07.
That's
So
right.
A bunch of people celebrating anniversaries. So if you're one of those, don't forget, it's your anniversary. It's also National Father-Daughter Take a Walk Day today. It's National Strawberry Sundae Day, and it is National Macaroni Day. In addition to that, it is National Dive Bar Day. And I want to warn you, if you're going to celebrate that, maybe don't tell the bar that they're a dive bar, because not all dive bars know that they're dive bars.
I do like dive bars. They usually have the best food.
But here's the thing. I think that's kind of a badge of honor, but that's also looked at as kind of a negative for some. So, like I said, if you're celebrating that one, just be careful. I got a guest today. I'm super excited. He should absolutely be on for a Movie Star Monday, but we've got him today. Edwin Hodge. He's been on a bunch of movies like The Purge and all of the different Purge movies. He's got a new movie out with Chris Pratt, a bunch of TV shows as well. Anyway, super excited to visit with Edwin Hodge coming up in a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A new study claims that smart technology, and I'm doing air quotes on the radio. That probably doesn't work, does it?
It does not. It doesn't translate.
It's not a smart thing. But smart technology is not making people less intelligent, according to this study. Researchers from the University of Cincinnati and the University of Toronto contend smart devices are actually helping to free our brains to solve more complex problems. So they're giving us more time is what they're doing. And then we can learn other things. The study does acknowledge that staring into a screen all day does come with a price. A thing called tech neck is a really big thing where people are getting, because their neck is bent down. Also, distracted driving accidents have gone through the roof, and almost always it's a phone in the hand. Don't do that. And this also is a problem. It can disrupt your sleep. If you're on your phone, the blue light can keep you awake, and then it's hard to fall asleep. So, but
True
they're saying
story, all true.
But they're saying it's not all bad, according to that. Surveys and studies and such. Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. Hey, I think everybody's kind of getting back to normal because there's a lot of Florida stories again, people doing silly things.
Oh, okay.
2 guys, both nude, arrested in Florida. A 60-year-old man, Daniel McCleary, and a 59-year-old man, Donald Engstrom, doing some stuff they shouldn't have been doing in public. No shock, by the way, that they were both very intoxicated. Indication of alcohol influence is what they're saying. I'm not reading word for word what they were up to because you don't need to. The rap sheets include a DWI conviction for one of them anyway, and another one convictions for battery, resisting arrest, burglary, domestic battery, battery on a law enforcement officer, cocaine possession, drunk driving, disorder. So the one guy had one thing going on in his past. The other guy had a whole long list. So I wonder who's leading who down the wrong path here.
Yeah, really.
You guys, come on, don't do this stuff. But that is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. According to his representative, Bill Cosby is planning a new comedy tour. Spokesperson Andrew Wyatt said a number of comedy club owners have reached out asking would he come and do a set here.
Really?
Suggesting there's a huge market. And they're looking at, well, maybe we'll do a tour. So
Really?
it would be interesting to see what kind of an audience that would pull. And I'm sure there would be a lot of people going, who's pouring the drinks at this event?
Oh, my God.
Well, delivering an Independence Day speech, apparently just, I guess it was on social media, so it wasn't a speech, just a post. Matthew McConaughey, actor, said, America is basically going through puberty compared to other nations. Never thought of it that way, but I suppose. After disqualification from the Olympics, which will be on television due to her marijuana in her system, runner, I'm not sure how you say her name. Is it Sha'Carri Richardson? Okay. She's admitting that she's, quote, not a perfect person. You know what?
Nobody is.
I agree that, it's cool that she admitted it. None of us are perfect.
No.
So there you go. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of PureCanna.com. Promo code radio. Coors Brewing Company is exploring ways to advertise in people's dreams. What?
What?
How does that work? Heidi advertises in my dreams. I dream about her all the time. She's my wife, by the way, so that's not nearly as creepy as it sounds. But how would you advertise in someone's dreams?
I don't think I want to know how they're going to try and advertise.
I'm not exactly sure either, but that's the top of the list of the bizarre things that I wanted to make sure that I got to. So now we can move on. A woman in New York City's Washington Square Park is accused of biting a police officer. Yeah, a woman. Okay. Not a dog, but a woman bit a police officer. I'm not sure what was going on there. Does not say whether or not she's house trained. A scientist says he recently learned to communicate with frogs. That's pretty cool. So, but here's my question. Can the frogs communicate with him? Because, we can all talk to frogs. I wonder if the frogs talk back. He says they can.
Honestly, frogs don't have a whole lot to tell you.
I printed off a page here.
Oh,
this
here
is
we go.
The first, he was saying, the first question the frog had is, why are there so many songs about rainbows?
Oh, my gosh.
That's a Kermit the Frog song, by the way.
And what's on the other side?
Oh, hey, you knew the second question. Heidi can also communicate with frogs. A Louisiana family had a $50 billion deposit in their bank account accidentally. Can you imagine that? Checking your bank account. $50 billion with a B. Made them the 25th richest family on earth for 4 days. One of the accounts holders said, I've never seen so many zeros. I have, but it's usually just one really big one. But they said Chase Bank admitted they had a technical glitch that impacted a limited number of accounts. And luckily, it all got squared away. So that'd
be a nice thing to wake up to, wouldn't it?
But it's when you know it's not yours,
you can't touch it.
It's still kind of fun. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Edwin Hodge. You can see him on a new program on FX, Mayans MC. Edwin, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I am fantastic. You've got a bunch of fun stuff you've done in the past, but let's talk about this current project first. Tell me a little bit about Mayans MC.
Mayans MC, it's basically an adaptation, a takeoff of Sins of Land and Creek. But it's a story, a simple family story of a Latina bike gang and the ins and outs of what it takes to live in that world.
And this is something that, as you were kind of getting ready to do this, what kind of research do you do to live in that world now? Is there something you have to do to kind of be prepared to act in this type of project?
Not really. I'm a cop on the show, so be cops. they're your everyday people. So it wasn't really too hard to tap into that role.
Some of the fun stuff that you've had a chance to be a part of in the past: Chicago Fire, Boston Public, NCIS Los Angeles, also the Purge election year, the Purge Anarchy, the Purge, all of this fun stuff. These are some cool projects. Do you ever just pinch yourself and say, do I really get to do this stuff?
I do every once in a while. This is it's a dream job for a lot of people. A lot of people aspire to get into the position that I'm in and beyond that. I'm definitely still reaching for more. But every project is a new evolution, new transition, new time for growth and experience. So I take it with a humble grain of salt and just appreciate the response for the work that I try to put out.
And I always like to ask this when I'm talking to somebody who's done a bunch of movies, but also a bunch of TV shows. Do you like doing the movies more, where you kind of do it, it's one and done, or more the TV show where you get to be that character for a long time?
It's a little mixture of both. I do like the idea of being present in people's homes and being able to tell a story weekly, but then I do love the freedom of doing film. 2, 3, maybe 5 months in, you do something else, and then you go on to the next one. So I kind of ride that fine line between both.
And the cool thing is, with the Purge, that was, even though it was a film, it wasn't really one and done, because you get to do a couple of those, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to do 3 of them. First franchise for me, so that was an accomplishment in my career, and it was well received once again.
The world is kind of getting back to normal, and people are getting out again, and you're out seeing people. What would you say is the project that you get recognized the most for when people see you out in the wild? Is it one of the TV shows, is it a movie, or is it kind of a little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything. I think certain projects get into certain people. So I'll hear Chicago Fire a lot, and I hear The Purge, and I also hear Six, which is a TV show that I did for History Channel, which details the lives of Navy SEALs. So, it just depends.
As you look at all of the fun projects that you've done, is there one that you look back and go, man, I really wish this one would have got a little more attention because it was such a great movie or TV show, but it just didn't get the attention it deserves?
Six on History Channel.
Nice.
I think the cast did an amazing job to respectfully embody the men and women in service, and I just feel that we kind of got short-handed on that one. I think we needed another season or 2, so I wish we could have given the fans more of that show. Is
there a place that people can go and see that? I know it was on the History Channel, but does it live online somewhere so I can go catch Six?
Yeah, I believe it's on Hulu. Yeah, you can just go History Channel 6, look it up. I'm sure you'll find it somewhere streaming.
We'll look for it. Let's talk one last time. The new series on FX. When can I see this one?
Mine is out now, I believe. So you can go on there and check it out live streaming.
And I see The Tomorrow War, which I didn't even mention. Tell me about that.
Tomorrow War is epic, futuristic, films about Dan Forrester, a guy who's kind of set on his ends, trying to find himself in order to take care of his family, and in the interim is drafted into this war where he has to go ahead and save civilization, but he has to save his daughter to do so. So, it's a cool, epic journey, but wrapped up into a family film.
Working with Chris Pratt on that, fun guy to work with?
Yeah, Chris is amazing. He's always fun, good energy, good natured, wants the best from you, for you when you're working. Definitely a good leader to have on set.
Well, I'm going to throw a link to that so folks can find it. Thank you for your time today, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Again, Edwin Hodge and The Tomorrow War is out now. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Bermuda Triangle is not any more likely to cause a disappearance than anywhere else on Earth.
I know. It's ridiculous.
They say it's an area in the North Atlantic called the Devil's Triangle by others because this area in the ocean stretches between the tip of Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. It's been thought to seemingly swallow up ships and aircrafts.
Right. You used to hear about that all the time.
Explorers as far back as Christopher Columbus reported odd occurrences, fireballs in the sky that turned out to be like maybe a meteor crashing. Historians, scientists, and the U.S. Coast Guard have proven that vessels are no more likely to disappear in the Bermuda Triangle than anywhere else in the ocean. Many prior disappearances, by the way, have been demystified as remains of wrecks were discovered or explained by weather patterns that were happening at the time. As a kid, I was still very fascinated. But were you fascinated with the Bermuda Triangle?
I think everybody was.
Yeah, I was still like, I wonder what's going on there. And then now I'm here and there's nothing. I'm like, okay. I'm still fascinated. That is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, radiotravelgroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline England. I'm going to just stop for a second. We could almost give this family their entire segment just for them.
Okay.
Like what's happening with the royals, because there's something.
I know they're
in the
here
news
all the time.
And I apologize for keep bringing it up because I almost think maybe we should just stop talking about them. But there's a lot of people interested in this, apparently. Royal insiders claim Prince William referred to Meghan Markle as, quote, that bloody woman, end quote, after Prince Philip's funeral. Okay?
That's how I refer to her, too. So I don't see how this is news.
Yet you didn't make the news. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Sometimes even rescuers need a hand. A pet owner in Oklahoma attempted to rescue their pet cat after the cat got stuck in a tree. Unfortunately, it turns out some trees are hard for both cats and humans to climb out of. Tulsa Fire Department posted about the incident on their Facebook page, explaining a crew had to be sent out to a neighborhood in Tulsa to get a cat out of a tree and the cat's owner also out of the tree. Fire department shared images of the rescue operation, which part of me just says, well,
that's embarrassing.
If that was you up in the tree, you're like, please stop taking video.
Right.
Just help me out of
I
the
would
tree.
be embarrassed to call anybody. I'd be like, I'm going to figure this out. There's no way I'm calling anyone.
One image shows the cat safely on the ground after seemingly carried out of the tree in a backpack, I think is what they said, around 3:45. Anyway, they put on the Facebook, the cat climbed into the tree, the owner went into the tree.
Oh, that's
Unfortunately, they found
embarrassing.
themselves in a predicament high above the ground, and we helped them get to safety.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
That's kind of funny. That is today's weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by BetterResultsAdvertising.com. Ankeny, Iowa. We have friends. Do they live there?
Yes.
I was going to say, knew they lived in that area anyway.
I went to college in Ankeny.
So a man in Ankeny was arrested after he threatened to blow up McDonald's. Why would you blow up a McDonald's? Well, they didn't have any dipping sauce for his nuggets.
Of course.
42-year-old Robert Gowitzer Jr. I probably didn't get his name right. Anyway, he's very upset because he ordered and it didn't get what he ordered. And he said he was going to blow up the restaurant.
And that is the most reasonable response to that particular scenario.
According to the criminal complaint, they got the phone number the threat was called in from. He admitted over the phone and later in an interview as well that, I'm the one that made those threats.
Jeez.
He was charged with a Class D felony of false report of explosives or incendiary device, not advice. It's not bomb advice. It was a bomb device.
Insane when it comes to their
Everybody,
food.
take a deep breath and calm down before you do something silly. It's a bad idea. land you right here in today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi has only gotten one wrong all month, and I think you're going to get it today, Heidi. Are you ready? So, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Sugar Hill in Sugar Hill, Georgia.
Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I'm going to say it's a rehab center.
No, it's a golf course.
Sorry.
Heidi's only been wrong twice this whole month. Hey, that's still better than half. You got more than half right so far. That is how we play. I kind of like it when you get it wrong.
I know you do.
I don't know why. It shouldn't make me happy, but it just makes me.
It does.
But that is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. This would be a cool thing to find. In 1961, the Yankees denied a request for a young lady to become a Batgirl. 60 years later, her dream has come true. So she was 10 when she wrote this letter. Gwen McCaughlin wrote a letter to the Yankee organization asking if she could be a Batgirl. And that was declined. She's got the letter from 1961 when they sent it back saying, hey, thanks for your letter. We received, da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, 60 years later, now she gets to do this.
Okay, see, I was picturing an entirely different kind of Batgirl, but this
You're
is
thinking of
cool
like Batman
too.
and Robin kind of Batgirl?
Right.
Yeah, no. This is says, while we agree with you girls.
This is kind of cool too. The other one would have been cooler, but
Well, 60 years later, and there's the old letter up here. It's all faded and weathered, and you know she kept it because it was from the Yankees. It's got the Yankees logo and everything from 1961. And now here's the new one, and their stationery hasn't changed hardly at all since 1961. There's a couple things that changed, but now they reached out and said, hey, we would like to have you come and join us. So I'm not sure if she's going to be a Batgirl or if she's just going to be an honored guest because now she's 70 years old.
right.
So I'm not exactly sure, but there's
Well, that's cute.
it's really cool. I think it's going to be a neat thing. I've got a link to the story, and there's like a video that you can watch. I'm not going to click on that. Every time I click on a link thinking it's going to be something simple, it turns into a big old mess while we're trying to do this on the air. So I've got a link to it if you're interested. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.